This is still just day 3 on this 63 Chevrolet. I'm taking apart the engine right now. Whenever they quit running this motor, they said that it had they thought it jumped time. So I'm fixing to find out if it actually jumped time. But one of the neat things in tearing this engine apart, I noticed that it had a steel crank. And in this segment, I'm going to show you the difference between, how to tell the difference between a steel crank and a cast iron crank. A steel crank has a wide parting seam for the when they made it. This is the parting seam. See how it's about as wide as my finger is? There's, that's a parting seam there. That's a parting seam there. And they're really, really wide. So it's, for some reason, this 327 has a steel crank in it. It's just a 250 horse engine. I would imagine a steel crank would only be in a 340 horsepower motor. But this right here is an engine that's just got a cast iron crank. See how its parting seam is real narrow? That is a cast iron crank. This is just an engine I got off the curb. It's actually a 305. But if this 327 had a cast iron crank, it would have that same thin line. That's a cast iron crank. This right here is a steel crank with the wide seams, parting seams. Now I want to find out though, did this motor really have jump time or not? Or did it just simply drop that valve? Well, that timing chain of gears looks really nice on it. I would find it hard to believe that that would have jumped time. I don't know what it is. And also, this motor has been into, because the original gears should have those that plastic coating over the teeth. These gears are solid, aluminum or whatever. I can't see how it would have jumped time. They look good and everything. Too bad I can't turn it over and line up the timing marks. But anyway, kind of neat. Steel crank, what do you know?